All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. But before we begin, just keep in mind that the FDA has not evaluated the statements that we're making. Testimonials that you hear when we do present testimonials are purely anecdotal. Results are atypical. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Engage Dr. Prasad, myself, Jonathan Jones, make no claims that Microdaily or any of the Engaged Global products will treat or cure any disease state. Its discussions like this are just for education and informational purposes only. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust when making decisions about your health and well-being. Well, for the record, today is April the 28th, 2024. My name is Jonathan Jones. It is my pleasure, my privilege to be your host and moderator for this discussion for this afternoon. We're talking about the science of sleep. The science of sleep. And our discussion really is going to center around research that Dr. Prasad has done. Now, if you were with us earlier in the month, you know that we had a discussion about stress. And the reason we did that was because this just happens to be National Stress Awareness Month. And we pointed out that stress is so pervasive that research has shown that some 49% of all adults report that their behavior has been negatively affected by stress. And the common symptoms of stress include tension in the body, quick anger, unexpected mood swings, and yelling at loved ones, all very negative consequences of just being stressed out. And the problem got worse from there. That's the full screen of the slide. 49% of all adults have been negatively affected by stress. And the number of disorders and health issues that come as a consequence of stress is simply voluminous. But I want to draw your attention to one particular consequence that's on this screen. That really was setting us up for exactly what we were going to be talking about this month. Look on the right side of the screen and see if you can count from the fourth and the fifth one down. Okay, so the fourth one from the top, you see on the right side of the screen there, sleep disorders, followed by insomnia, followed by nightmares. So stress can lead to serious problems with sleep. But I did want to tell you about one thing before we make our transition over to Dr. Prasad. There was a study that was done some years back, and you could probably search it on YouTube and find the original broadcast. But CBS 60 Minutes did this, and the actual program, the program was actually called The Science of Sleep. And what they did was they set out to prove whether or not we were dependent upon sleep, if we really needed sleep, scientifically, see if they could prove if we really needed sleep. So what they did was they took these laboratory mice, this was all done under laboratory conditions, and they deprived them of sleep. And the laboratory mice died in like 3 or 4 days. So that told them something. That was okay. So we're onto something here. You know, mammals need sleep. So they want to test it out on humans now. It's against the law to see how long it would take to kill a human. So they don't do that. They didn't do that. They took some healthy 19-year-olds and they deprived them of sleep. Not stopping them completely. They put the probes on them and they could tell when they were going into REM sleep. And just before they were going into REM sleep, they would blast a horn and they would do something to disrupt their sleep. That's all, just disrupt it. And the next morning, they asked the young people, how'd you sleep? They said, fine. They had no idea that their sleep was being disrupted. By the end of the week, they were showing signs of elevated blood pressure, signs of increased appetite, obesity. They were eating like 2 and 3 times more food, and A1C was increasing, and several other things was happening. They were beginning to die, essentially. So that sent a signal to everyone, okay, we have to sleep. And that's the bottom line for the whole thing. So we absolutely are completely dependent upon sleep. We must be able to get sleep. And that kind of brings us to, where we are in our discussion, if our computer equipment will continue to work properly. Now we get to the point where the whole point of our discussion right now is to get to this point, right where Dr. Prasad will be able to pass on information to us. So for those of you who are here with us for the first time, I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Kedar Prasad. Dr. Prasad is the man behind the science and the research. He didn't do the research and the study there at CBS 60 Minutes. But what we are focusing our attention on today, Dr. Prasad, is the brilliance, the genius behind what we now have access to. You can see that among his numerous accolades is that he was the world's first radiation biology PhD. So he graduated there from the University of in Iowa. It was a 4-year program. He did it in 3 years. Let me just get this out the way. He went on to be awarded so many other things there, but besides the fact that Congress ponied up $12.5 million to do research that led to the production of MMF, military micronutrient formula that we now call Micro Daily. And he discovered the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate. He discovered that butyric acid is an anti-cancer agent. He was a professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine for over 30 years. That's why I referred to him as Professor Prasad. So he's not just your average run-of-the-mill doctor. He is the educator of doctors. He was a former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition. He was also invited to be a member of the Royal Society of Medicine in London, also invited to be a member of the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee for candidates in the category of medicine. Dr. Prasad has authored or co-authored some 33 books, published more than 250 times in peer-reviewed articles. And if you go to PubMed, which is the National Library of Published Documents for the United States, you'll find some 450 references to Dr. Prasad's research. Now compare that to me and you'll find 0. Well, you're supposed to laugh. That's right, because you shouldn't expect to find anything with me because I'm not a scientist that's published anything. I hope to be on a paper beside Dr. Prasad one day, working on some observational studies. So anyway, it's my pleasure, my privilege to introduce Dr. Prasad to our discussion right now and just begin our discussion about the science of sleep. So Dr. Prasad, thank you once again for joining us, and thank you for bearing with us with all these little technical problems. You had little technical problems on your side too. We just loaded with technical problems today.
It used to be simple, but it is all my fault because I'm too ignorant, and Jeff is always helping me doing some of those things. So I'm learning some more. But it is my always pleasure, Jonathan, to be with you and engaged family. And this is a very important topic, sleeping disorders, as you mentioned in your introductory remark. And
yeah,
so
I would say so. And we're just thrilled that you have taken the time to do the research and to give us something that we could, it's a bad pun, sleep on. Something that can help us to improve our quality, the quality of our sleep. So I illustrated some of your slides and adjusted them a little bit, but it's the exact same content, each of the slides that you have. So please, sir, go ahead and share with us the science behind sleep.
Yeah, you can see that the 50 to 70 million people in the United States suffer from sleeping disorder. 1 in 3 adults do not get sufficient uninterrupted sleep. And sleep is so important for your brain function, so overall health. You have to remember, sleep is extremely important for you. Overall, there is almost 1/3 of the, you mentioned, 1/3 of the people in the United States has the sleeping disorders. Male and female looks like about same. White African American looks like have a highest number.
That's about 50%, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, almost 50%. And his Hispanic is about same. Asian has same. Native American and Alaskan is also very high, 38.2%. So it looks like a African American and the Native American and Alaskan natives has the highest incidence. And you can see that sometimes the question is how these things happens. The next slide, there would be many factors which influences your sleeping disorders.
I'll bet you stress is on the list.
Yeah, stress is induced. Stress is one of the factors. You can see that it consequently sleep disorders is interfere with your work, school, driving, social function, increase the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, kidney, high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, obesity, and depression. This is amazing that all these things happen.
Absolutely. That's the same thing that I guess that they had discovered when they were doing that research on CBS.
Yeah.
You can die if you don't get sleep.
So in sleeping disorders, we have put a melatonin, the melatonin, as you know, melatonin, and we also have put a it's the tryptophan, and the reason they put with also tryptophan is it is a precursor of serotonin, and serotonin is the one which calms you down, reduces anxiety and depression, and so on. So and melatonin is produced, as you know, that in the beginning we thought that melatonin is produced by only brain, pineal gland of the brain, hypothalamus, synthesizes melatonin, and melatonin is all. But now we know that melatonin is also produced by other organs, such as thymus, gastrointestinal tract, and immune system. Bright light suppresses the secretion of melatonin to the blood. A daily production of melatonin, including daytime and nighttime, is only 100 microgram. Very tiny amount. You don't need it. Too much serotonin to go to sleep.
Wow. That's kind of interesting. So we have melatonin receptors also?
Yeah, so the question is how melatonin works just for sleeping or some other function. Melatonin has two receptor, melatonin receptor 1, melatonin receptor 2, are be present throughout the brain, suggesting that it may have a function other than the sleep disorders. Melatonin receptors are also present in a adipose tissue, coronary artery, alpha and beta cell of the pancreas, and testes. So they may have also very important function. They have not defined what detailed function of melatonin is, but melatonin, one of the functions of melatonin is keeping everything quiet.
Wow.
So there is no hyperactivity of any place. And so this is very important.
So it's everywhere and throughout the body.
Yeah, you can see that melatonin, other than sleep function, it regulates immune function and acts as an antioxidant. It as a weak antioxidant, not a strong, weak antioxidant. It reduces blood pressure because you are calm and quiet, increases bone cell proliferation, and inhibit bone reabsorption. So this is very important. It increases. That means your bone will be in a perfect shape if you take this thing. So and it again, it inhibits the bone reabsorption, because if you don't inhibit it, you will lose the bone from your body. And as you can see, that I have given few references to support this statement. And so melatonin had not just the sleeping, it has many other functions that you take melatonin for. And as you know, our sleeping formula, Sleeping Boost, has a melatonin, 3 milligram of melatonin.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing. And you also put this L-Tryptophan in the formula.
L-Tryptophan, yeah, because I said that L-Tryptophan is quickly converted to melatonin. Not melatonin,
serotonin?
Serotonin. And serotonin, as you know, plays a very important role in making you calm and relaxed, that in combination with other ingredient in the sleep boost would help improve your quality of sleeping. So sometimes it may not be enough, just taking L-Tryptophan and melatonin, but you also need some other agents as well.
So you put two more ingredients in here.
And yeah, two more ingredients. And one of the ingredients is, then I still take it Tulsi. Tulsi. In India, it is called Tulsi. In America, it is called holy basil. And Tulsi has been extensively used to improve human health for thousands of years in Ayurvedic medicine in India. Very non-toxic. People grow at home and just eat the leaves. Tulsi interacts, but Tulsi is very interesting. Tulsi also interacts with the endocannabinoid receptors. As you know, we have, in addition to antioxidant, we have another defense system against our internal stressor, which is called endocannabinoid defense system. An endocannabinoid defense system has a two receptors, CBR1 and CBR2. And so if you are taking a Tulsi, it interacts with endocannabinoid system receptor to enhance the effect of CBD on sleeping.
That is interesting. So that would explain why the combination is also very good. What about this
Combination very
ashwagandha?
good. It is. Then another one is Ashwagandha, which is also called triethylene glycol, has been used for thousands of years for sleeping, particularly sleeping. In Ayurvedic medicine in India, it reduces chronic stress and plasma cortisol, this very harmful molecule which causes stress, hydrocortisone type molecule. And so it reduces chronic stress. If you reduce the cortisol, that it will reduce the stress.
Yeah.
So this is, ashwagandha is extremely important that we have it. So in our formulation, we have a 4 component. We have melatonin, we have precursor of serotonin, we have a Tulsi, and we have ashwagandha. Simple.
This is pretty impressive, Dr. Prasad. And the combination has been working extremely well. I mean, I can tell from personal experience that I didn't think it was going to make any difference for me. In fact, during the beta testing, I got a message from Robin that some product was going to be tested, and I think he may have mentioned that it was going to be a sleep formula. But it just so happens right during that time, Dr. Prasad, I had gone into a cycle where my circadian rhythm was completely off, and I was waking up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning almost every night. So when he sent that message, I'm like, yes, absolutely. I'll drive to Utah to get it. And so the first night I took it, I took one, I think, and it was okay. I didn't get up until maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. The second night I took 2. Definite improvement. I was sleeping till 6 or 7 o'clock. I added one CBD to it. And by the way, and anytime I woke up, anytime I woke up during the night, I was able to go right back to sleep. So it wasn't like before when I wake up and I'm sitting there for an hour and I finally just get up and go do something and figure, okay, well, let me just, I might as well be productive. I can't just lay here. And so I'd go do something, and then I started getting tired and exhausted by the time it was time for me to get up. So I can say that it definitely broke that cycle. It took just a few days, and I was sleeping right through the night with no interruption whatsoever. So I can say that
I also can tell you that my wife always complained when I was young that I'm a poor sleeper. But when I'm taking before that I was taking just the melatonin and CBD, and I was sleeping reasonably well. But when I now shifted to taking the sleeping boost, now I sleep extremely well.
Wow, that's
so at least 2 cases.
That's it. That's 2 cases, and we have 69 connections on here right now. Would anyone like to share their story? What have you seen in taking CBD, the sleep boost? Have you tried it yet? And if you have, what results have you had?
Jeff has some experience as well. Jeff and Helen both.
Yes.
Hi, this is Linda Ivan. Hello.
Linda, I didn't see your hand, but go ahead, Linda.
Oh, I didn't raise it. I just put I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead. If
That's
I can
okay.
find
Yes.
you, we'd like to put you on the screen.
Oh, okay. Nope. I'm kind of
That's
working in the
okay.
garden.
No problem. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I was also on the trial, and my story is much worse than yours because most of my life I only slept for 5 hours, most of
Ooh,
my adult life. Um, but the last umpteen years, those 5 hours ended up being broken up. So I would sleep for a few hours, wake up from anywhere from 1 to 2.5 hours, wide awake in the middle of the night, and then finally get back to sleep. But I still wasn't averaging much more than 5 hours sleep.
ooh,
So naturally, when I was thrilled to try before the boost, I actually started with the CBD, and I was having good results with that. And so I stopped taking that so I could just see how the sleep boost worked. And that worked really well. But what with both of them, I have really found the best. I use both. Now, the one thing that I have to say is that it didn't happen immediately for me. My
right.
clock was so messed up, you know, really messed up, that it took me at least 2 weeks. But now I am sleeping so soundly. I'm not waking up at all, and I'm averaging at least 7 hours of sleep straight through, waking up refreshed. And I just have you to thank for Dr. Prasad. I just assumed the rest of my life, 5 hours was it. That's what my dad slept, 5 hours. I thought this is in my genes. So I am so, so thankful to be able to finally get the sleep that my body needs to heal. And that was bothering me more than not getting the sleep.
Right.
Not how I felt, but I knew my body was not getting all the time it needed to heal during the night. And so that bothered me even more than not sleeping.
Yep.
So all of that's gone. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you so much, Linda.
It is very important. Her point is that micronutrient we take, whether it is EMF or any of our product, don't expect an overnight effect. And it takes, because it is a micronutrient, gradually your body has to repair whatever damage has occurred, and that takes time. So at least, like he said, 1 week, 2 weeks time before you say, oh, it doesn't work for me. Any product that you are taking from us, and you have to remember that the effect that you are looking for would not happen immediately.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My wife, that was the case. It took her about 3 or 4 weeks before she started getting a
Yeah,
full night of sleep. So
yeah,
it
yeah.
took a while to kick in.
And it is a healthier stuff. It is not a toxic effect. So
Oh, yeah.
if you are not you are not getting effect, at least your body trying to readjust
Hmm.
the new system.
Absolutely. Sharon Robinson, you've got a story, and I saw Gretchen's hand also. Go ahead, Sharon.
I have a story and then a slash question.
Sure.
I started doing the sleep boost because I was happy because I don't sleep that well. And so when I took it, then next, boom, I go to sleep and then I wake up and I think I slept a long, long time. And it was like maybe 2 hours, 2.5, 3 pushing it. And then, you go to the bathroom, you come back, and then you're thinking that you're going to go back into, quiet, go back to sleep. And I'm counting sheep. I got my eyes closed and nothing happened until several hours. Then eventually, of course, I went to sleep. But, it was that. And then I took it with the CBD, the same thing. I took 2, the sleep boosts again. And so then one day, like I was planning to get my hair cut because it's natural and it had started growing, whatever. And then next thing you know, all the ends like broke off, and so it's just back to like if I went to the barber, it's not as short as Jonathan's hair, but it's longer than that. So I got a little afraid because I looked up all the information of the ingredients, and it didn't say anything in reference to hair loss. It just talked about the rice flour, whatever that people use to get facial hair off, but nothing else. And then the medication that I'm taking, I've been taking it for, years and years and years. So I had stopped because I want to find out if that is the case, or is there any side effect anybody have? Because, I want to keep the little bit of hair that I have on my head. But then, I also wanted to be able to sleep. So I've seen that you're saying it's going to take several weeks. I don't mind trying it again, but I also want to know, is this sleep boost have any kind of ingredients or whatever that makes a person's hair fall out?
No, I think it doesn't have it, but for your hair, what I would suggest, it is very important. Biotin, we don't have biotin in our formulation, but people who have a loss of hair sometimes because of aging problem, sometimes people have genetic problem, so biotin is extremely important, and biotin in a diet, only place you find a biotin rich is the white portion of the egg. But you can't, if you are losing hair, you can't have enough. How many, you have to eat 10 eggs. But so I recommend it, and I take myself. That's why you see my hair is still thick. Is a biotin, a supplement. And so you can buy in any store biotin. If you want a specific, I will give you just one, excuse me.
Very interesting. Adding biotin to the protocol for improved hair. Had not heard that. So that's one to add to the library.
I think this is extremely important for your hair. Those people who are concerned with hair loss. It is I buy the biotin from a Nature's Bounty. This is
Okay.
a company. Biotin 1,000 microgram, once a day, anytime.
Okay.
All right,
But
very
one
good.
thing, excuse me, but one thing I do want to say that was good with the sleep boost when I was taking it, when I woke up, I didn't have that drowsiness. You know how sometimes when you take sleep medicine, you got to try to shake that sleepiness off. When I woke up, if I, got up like 3 o'clock or 2 hours later, I could go and do this or do that, and I would not feel sleepy like if you would take, sleep medicine. So that was a good thing. But I'm going to try to see about doing it for, at least a couple of weeks to see how it's going to kick in.
Excellent.
Yeah, but also
excellent.
start taking biotin.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharon, for chiming in. Deborah Bowman, please. You have
Can you
a
hear me now?
story. You have a story you'd like to share?
Yes, I have been on the product, I guess, about 6 months, and I started the CBD to try to improve my sleep because being in the menopausal area, you would wake up at 3, but I could still go back to sleep. But what I noticed since I added the sleep boost, I monitor my sleep on my watch, and it tells me whether I get REM sleep, deep sleep, or light. Before I was maybe getting 30 minutes of REM. Now I'm getting like an hour and something of REM, more deep sleep, and I've only been on it less than a month. And I'm dreaming. I'm actually dreaming again. I can remember the dreams. I'm dreaming I'm in paradise and places that I want to be. So I can definitely tell the difference because my watch tells me how much REM deep, and I'm actually getting more REM sleep and deep sleep opposed to the more hours of light sleep. And I'm getting a good 8 hours now.
Good.
Wow. That's very good. That's the way it's supposed to work, right, Dr. Prasad?
Yes.
Okay, we got another one here. Gretchen, you have some positive benefits that you're getting from Sleep Boost?
Yes, indeed. Because I'm one of those that will wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I could not go back to sleep. I hated it. So I started with the CBD. It helped me to relax, but it was just something, it's like it was clockwork. My eyes would just pop open. I was relaxed, but I was awake. So Deborah brought me over some of the sleep boosts, and I said, okay, I'm gonna try this. The first night I tried it without CBD, and I slept so hard. I was like, wow, that was I was so happy. Then the next night, I woke up like 4 a.m. So I said, okay, let me see if I can go back, if it's gonna let me go back to sleep. It took about 30 minutes, which it would normally take 2 hours. It took about 30 minutes and I fell back asleep. And then the next night, I said, I'm gonna try this with the CBD and see if I can just stay asleep. So I was dreaming. I dreamed I slept the day away. That's what I dreamed. And I woke up and it was like 7 something. I said, wow, this is it. Because it really makes a difference when I get enough sleep, dealing with the stresses that I'm dealing with right now. And knowing that I have another surgery coming up, that's anxiety for me. So I'm like, I need my rest and I need to shut down my brain. And that's one of the things why I started adding the CBD with it. Because when I didn't take the CBD, when I woke up, I started thinking. I was thinking about everything.
No, it is a good idea. I take with CBD myself.
Yes. So I did that and I see that it works the best for me. So that's going to be my regimen.
Well, that's excellent. That's
very good.
I'd have to agree that that's what I do too, Dr. Prasad. I'll take a couple of the sleep boosts and I take one CBD along with it, and that helps me to just stay right asleep, sleep right through the night, and I wake up whenever I'm done sleeping. So
yeah,
it works out perfect. So, but just to be clear, folks, testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Results are atypical. So we're not making any claims that any of the products will treat or cure any disease state. But we are saying that if you want to enjoy the benefits of herbs in this particular formula that Dr. Prasad has put together, it's available. It's part of the repertoire of product that Dr. Prasad has formulated. The CBD Boost, Dr. Prasad, what's unique about your CBD that makes it stand out better than all the other CBDs out there on the market?
Because it is in the form what we call isolated. It is not a full spectrum, broader spectrum. They have all kind of junk there. And the CBD purified one, which is the only important things that will activate your endocannabinoid system, defense system in your body, plus CBD also act directly. So purified, isolate, and I have seen a lot of paper on different types of CBD. This is the best one, and even the effectiveness of reducing also some, to an extent, inflammation. And so that's one thing is different is that we have isolate form. And as you know, David Namalka has access to some place in Oregon where they grow these things, and it is from hemp plant. If you get from marijuana plant has 20% THC. So it will be difficult to get rid of THC completely when you are purifying CBD. But this is isolated from hemp, where the amount of THC is only 0.3%.
Very small.
So it is easy to get rid of. And so and plus they have tested it. There is no trace of THC in our preparation.
That's it. So that's the reason why it works so well, folks. And this month, now earlier in the month, there was a special on the sleep boost. But here toward the end of the month, this is the special where you can get the CBD boost. So if for a new person who decides to subscribe, in fact, I just had 2 people sign up for the Core 4 yesterday that qualify for the free CBD Boost. Did a presentation yesterday morning on cancer, and they saw the advantage of jumping on this formula right away. So, folks, if you want to try the CBD for free, then you can just jump on the Core 4. And maybe Dr. Prasad, give us the 30-second commercial on why your formula here, Micro Daily, is so powerful and unique.
Yeah, but first, it is the only one which has been tested clinically in human in a Department of Defense and Marine Corps and veterans returning from war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we all had a very positive result. And one reason is that, for example, I'll give you one example, that we have treated vitamin A and beta carotene as a separate ingredient because each performs some function that other does not perform it. And no doubt, beta carotene is a precursor of vitamin A. So one molecule of beta carotene will produce 2 molecules of vitamin A. But in addition to that, beta carotene, for example, when the cell becomes cancerous, they lost one of the protein that they hold the normal cell together, is called connection protein, is lost in cancer cell. So if you treat the cancer cell with beta carotene, it restored the protein, and now the cell becomes like a normal cell. Vitamin A cannot do it. And vitamin A will produce, for example, during differentiation of cells, bone cells, blood cells, brain cell in the brain, but beta carotene cannot perform that. So both perform some unique function, and therefore industry thinks that both are same, beta carotene. So sometimes they will say vitamin A from beta carotene.
Right.
And vitamin A will be picked up in a palmitate form, because this is the form if you are taking slight excess amount of vitamin A, it is stored in the liver as a vitamin A palmitate. And when you needed that extra vitamin support, then it comes out from the liver. And then we have also produced vitamin E, as you know, 2 forms, vitamin E succinate or alpha-tocopherol succinate, and vitamin E acetate. Most of the product you will see in the marketplace, they have a tocopherol acetate or vitamin E acetate. And this is very good, but alpha-tocopherol succinate that I discovered as a cancer agent is very powerful antioxidant. Not only that, it is more soluble than vitamin E acetate, therefore it can cross blood-brain barrier more easily.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's very important. That's very important. And we also have, as you know, that we did not put any iron, copper, manganese, because they interact with vitamin C. These are called trace minerals. Tiny amount of iron, copper, manganese, you must have it, otherwise you will die. Or have a deficiency, then you have all kind of health problems. But slight excess of these minerals can also increase the incidence of all kind of chronic diseases.
Right.
And so we said, why to take it? Even if you take a junk food from McDonald's or any place, and you will have more. You will have more iron, copper than you need it.
Yeah, you got plenty that's coming from that. So
another thing is that there is no mechanism that nature has provided for excretion of iron, copper, or manganese from your body. Once you get in, it stays there, accumulates slowly. And
that's good to know. Well, let me ask you a question, Dr. Prasad.
Yes.
I have one client that was taking multivitamins. It came from a product called Geritol. And I nearly lost my mind when I heard that she was taking it. Why should a person stop taking all these other multivitamins while they're taking this formula?
This formula, because you don't need any. If you want, you're wasting. Plus, I don't know. Sometimes multiple vitamin formula, some has some herbal product that could be interfere with the medication. Sometimes you are taking it. Sometimes they have some other things in high amount that could be not very good for your health. And therefore, if you are taking our product, don't take any other product.
That's it. That's it. So this is good enough.
And if you are
And-
taking it, I mean, there's some that, like in this case, I recommended biotin for prevent the hair loss.
It's complementary. It works
It's
along with it.
complementary. Once in a while, some people say, women, for example, or most primarily for women, after 40, they need more calcium. Then I said, yeah, you go by because our formula has calcium, but not sufficient to help the rate of loss of minerals and other things that happens in older women, especially after menopause. And then you go and buy a supplement from outside, And my wife takes
Right.
it, and so, but when you take a calcium supplement, make sure that it is half of them is also magnesium citrate. Don't take calcium oxide because it is not absorbed very well.
Right.
Calcium
Okay.
citrate is very important.
Remember that one, folks. And then just to just round out the discussion, just real briefly, Dr. Prasad recommends the probiotic
Yeah.
daily, and that will balance out the gut biome and take it from
Yes.
dysbiosis. His
It's
omega-3 formula is very strong in omega-3 and very light, because the omega-6 is what causes the inflammation, but this is the best formula that's out there. And Jeff pointed out something very interesting the other day, that Dr. Prasad added vitamin E, which stops the fish oil from turning rancid. So understand that's a powerful difference that this genius man added to this formula.
Because if
And
they
then,
get oxidized, it's no good.
That's right. It's useless and it's harmful to you. So
Yeah, exactly.
excellent. And then Dr. Prasad's collagen peptide, folks, this is a patented formula.
Yep.
He added in enzyme inhibitors so that you don't lose what your body makes. All the other
Yes,
collagens out there, you can make it all you want to. You just, wasting it out the back end. But
Yeah.
no, Dr. Prasad blocks the enzymes that cause you to lose
Yes, exactly.
collagen as you make it. So this one is unique and it is patented. He also made a digestive boost.
This is very important because many, especially for older people, for younger people, it is not important until they have some kind of disease.
Yeah.
Test that digestive enzyme, it should be plus 4, core 4 plus 1. Digestive, because many older people, their body cannot produce sufficient amount of digestive enzyme to digest protein, carbohydrate, and fat you take. And therefore, you need a supplement to provide sufficient amount of digestive enzyme so you can eat anything you want, protein. Sometimes I use some excessive amount of food. And digestive enzyme is extremely important. It is as important, in my view, for older people as probiotics is.
That's
And your gut is so happy that your entire body, mind, and everybody's happy.
That's a powerful statement there, folks. And then Dr. Prasad made the brain boost. This is one of my favorite. I take 2 of these puppies in the morning
Yes.
and 1 later in the day, and it keeps me completely on point.
Yeah,
So these are your options. Now, each of these bundles, you can add any other boosts to them.
yeah.
So on
Any
the
other-
bottom one, the basic bundle, you can add the digestive boost. You can add the brain boost. You can add
Right.
the CBD boost to any of these.
Or eye boost. Don't forget eye boost.
And the eye boost is extremely important. Thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna make sure I add that to this presentation. The eye boost is incredible. Then the premium bundle. So these are all just the bottom level, lower tier of what you can get when you look at this screen right here. But go look at the other products. They're important adjuncts to what Dr. Prasad has put together. And the prices is just disgustingly affordable is all I can tell you about that. So for those of you who are here for the first time and someone invited you, just get back with them and they'll break it down for you. They'll tell you exactly how to get it, the best way to get it. But remember, This month, you got 3 more days to go, 2 more days to go, 3 if count today. If you buy the Core 4, you get the CBD for free. So make sure you call in customer service and make sure that they put you on the list to get that free CBD. So this is the time to do that. And if you look at the Core 4, folks, the Core 4, if you add those items up, you're looking at $330 plus worth of products right there. $331. Now, 25% discount, if you were a preferred customer, would get you into the 250, 240, 250 range. But the company wants you to have this so badly that they've dropped the price down to $199. So think about it. It's $199 to get that entire bundle, the Core 4. Then if you add to that the benefit of the CBD, which is $103 retail value as well, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer right there. So that's the one to go for. And because you're getting such a deal on it, it would be easy to just go ahead and add the digestive boost and add the sleep boost, because I mean that's what our focus is this month, is improving your sleep. So add the sleep boost and the digestive boost to it, and it's a win-win for everybody. So again, just get back with the person who invited you. We're going to take a couple of questions,
Sure.
but before we conclude, I want to tell everybody what's happening next Sunday.
Every month of disease month. Yeah.
Yes, it's another disease. Every month they make it a national. So it May happens to be National Stroke Awareness Month. So we're going to be focusing on stroke next month. And so I'm hoping that Dr. Prasad is going to be able to make it. So he's seeing this slide for the first time right now. So if his schedule will allow for it, he will indeed be here
Sure.
to help us with this discussion. But here, Dr. Prasad, a couple of questions have come up.
Okay.
That's in the chat. I wonder if we could just address a few of these real quick before
Sure.
before this wraps up. It says here, can a person who takes Seroquel take the sleep boost?
Sure. And anything, what is Seroquel? I don't know.
I have never heard of Seroquel. So
But it is not a supplement, or it is a prescription drug?
I don't think it's a prescription drug.
If you let
Okay,
me
well, I'm
know.
not sure what that one
It-
is.
It is a prescription drug, and it is antidepressant.
Yeah, I
yes.
think that will be okay. There is no interaction with their effectiveness, so you can take it in combination. After that, you may think that I don't need it, and then doctor will advise you what to do.
Very good. Here's another one, Dr. Prasad. Someone asked, can the sleep boost help with sleep apnea?
Yes, of course.
Hmm.
Try. Nobody has done the experiment on human as yet on sleep apnea, but what we know about that, but also take it because sleep apnea, they also your body has extreme oxidative stress. So make sure you are taking a micro daily EMF at least.
So
And probiotics, those two plus sleeping boost, if you can't afford many other things that we discussed.
okay, so that means that the quality of their sleep should improve.
Yeah.
And the next one, when will this recording be available? All right, Rob. It's available on YouTube right now. It's live streaming on YouTube. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Jonathan Jones. And just go to the live section, and the information is available there. It will be edited later to trim out all the glitches that took place and all the other nonsense that was going on with my equipment. So that'll be there. And Gretchen, you had a question you were trying to kick in there as we were commenting, as Dr. Prasad was commenting on micro daily EMF. You got a chance.
Well, yeah. What I wanted to say was like with the EMF and the probiotic, those were the two that I started off with. And the change that I saw in my energy level and all of that, and my regularity was amazing. And I mean, when Deborah told me what was going to happen, I didn't believe her. But then I took it and I was like, wow, I have never seen that. And I can't go all into it because it's a little TMI, but I saw that difference. And then I said, okay, let me see what else happens. And I've had some positive results that I've shared with you. That'll be next month, I guess. As far as the stroke thing is concerned, it's a lot of things, health issues that popped up after getting COVID. So, but with the sleep boost, I wanted to reiterate too that now I was only taking one sleep boost.
Oof.
So I don't know if that means that I should have been taking more, but I only took one sleep boost to see how it would act with me. And those are the results that I got with just one sleep
Just
boost.
one. Wow.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
Okay.
That's incredible. I may try going with 1 and 1 and see what happens, but we'll see. Liz has a comment or a question. This is you got the last word on this, Liz.
Okay, I did. I didn't want to interrupt because this really is not about the sleep boost, but I just got some important news from a friend of mine whose brother was having all kinds of issues, not knowing the reason for it. But he would fall asleep at the wheel of the car. He didn't have energy to do anything. She ordered the basic bundle for him just about 2 weeks ago. He called me yesterday and said that he was able to do yard work, clean his house, things that he has not been able to do in months.
Wow.
He worked in the yard 2 hours, got a little tired, took a break, went back the next day, worked in the yard for another hour and a half, and he drove all the way to Poplarville, Mississippi from Thibodaux, Louisiana, I believe it is. He did not fall asleep. He's alert, and he attributes it to microdaily. So in just a matter of days, really, I guess 2 weeks maybe, he has renewed energy. So we really want to share this information with everybody. No, they don't know what's wrong with him. They don't know why he falls asleep, but he knows that he feels better now, that he has energy. So we're thankful for that.
Almost sounds like a form of narcolepsy or something.
Yeah, could very well be.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you very much for sharing that story. Those are the kinds of things that that we all need to hear, to do that. So,
Okay.
thank you very much again, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you,
and thank you
Jonathan.
all for joining us. Dr. Prasad, you've added to our knowledge base and you've enhanced our lives on many levels, sir. So we cannot express enough appreciation for what you have done. And we applaud you for what you're doing for the benefit of mankind. I can't wait to tell you what's going on with a lot of these different cancer cases. We're working on about 12 different cancer cases right now. I cannot wait to present the different documentation to you so you can be able to see it. And for everybody else eventually, it's going to be mind-boggling to see what's happened because of what this man has done. So thank you again, Dr. Prasad. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Good night.
Thank you, Dr.
Good
Prasad.
night.
Dr. Prasad.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan, Dr.
Everyone have a
Prasad.
great evening.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
Take care. Keep up the good work, Dr. Prasad.
Okay.
Bye-bye.